I was interested in paradise and perfection and the cultural trappings of those ideas. Where does it exist in our culture? And that idea sort of led me to religion. Kind of looked at my own relationship with Christianity as what happened when I grew up with Christianity. I was baptized Episcopalian. Some of the stories around religion in my family, there's a lot of sort of lying that went on about religion in my family, like who was from what kind of religious background and whether that was okay or not. So I was even more curious then about this idea of perfection in terms of through the filter of religion. So that's kind of where I started, and it took me in a lot of directions, but that was the sort of beginning.
Morgan was up front with some of her ideas. She was interested in the vocal, involving the singing with the dance, having the dancers be part of the, sort of blur those lines between who's making the music and who's dancing. And she also showed me some footage of some of the first ideas that she'd been working on, and for me those were the most sort of striking immediately. Particularly the opening piece where there's a processional. The group is moving very slowly and stepping sort of in unison together as a group, and just the singularity and sort of the stillness and yet power of that was sort of the initial light that sort of started for me. I could tell right away just talking with Morgan and just some of the early footage that she was reaching in a deep way into something very primal, and for me that's very appealing. That's really where I think true creativity is coming.
Listen to the still small voice, listen, listen, listen to the still small voice, listen, listen, listen to the still.
We had Alan and Mim, and we had Lenore Doxey, the lighting designer, and we had Emmett Ramstad, the costume designer, and we really talked about a more literal idea of heaven, and that it was celestial, and that it was white, and it was a feeling, and this was the impossibility of something perfectly white. Like perfect white is impossible, and if you're a human being and you're activating space and you're activating the space with choreography, you know, the sweat, perspiration, the imprint of the human is actually going to make it dingy, and that was a situation that was attractive to us.